For the YouTube?
I think that means we're live. I think we're back, right?
Excellent.
Did we do it?
We did it.
Are we here?
Hello.
All right. Fantastic.
Yay.
Are we here?
For those of
Yeah.
you in the audience, thank you
Source
so much for
Central.
your patience while we patch some things up and fix some things. We very much appreciate it. We're going to continue as if nothing happened. So the next question I was going to ask was actually to all the rooks. We talked a little bit during our little intermission there about the challenges of tackling such a massive role such as the rook with all of that dialogue. Was it at all intimidating to have such a gigantic script with so much going on? Like, what is it like getting that in your hands as an actor?
Jeff was the first.
Okay, so
right?
yeah,
Jeff should
so
go.
first off, when it's voiceover, we don't get it in advance at all, right? So, I mean, Erica and Alex and Bryony know this. You show up and it's like, okay, today we're going down this path, and you have 5 minutes to get into that headspace. The cool thing with the PCAP is that we had like 2 weeks to get into that mode, but it's like the branches that come off. You have to know exactly which world we're going into, which zone I'm going into. So thankfully, our amazing director, Ashley Barlow, would make it really clear on what was happening. But it was intimidating. I mean, we've got this fan base that they want us to rock. We want this to be amazing. And I know I can speak for all of us here that we wanted this to be absolutely incredible. So when you see that script, you got to talk to a guy like Zach Mendez, who knows the lore like the back of his hand, and it kind of clears everything up for you.
Wonderful. What about you, Erica? What was it like getting your hands on those pages and knowing that it was the role that you're going to be doing for a long time?
Well, as Jeff said, I didn't get to have the scripts ahead of time, and a lot of it was rewritten on the fly over the course of 4 years. And also, not only did I not have the scripts ahead of time, I didn't see the words until they would literally. It was almost like a timer, where it would pop up on the screen, and then like a red light would be like go, and then you have to say it, and then it would like if there were other characters that had lines in there in between, you'd get them sometimes, or sometimes they would just skip through them and to your next line, and you have to kind of figure out what happens in between. So it's like I was very, very fortunate in that I was a fan of Dragon Age prior to Veilguard, and so I had all this lore, and I knew what was happening in Inquisition prior to this, and I even know like some of the characters I could guess about certain plot points. So I always would show up, and even just you get like a brief summary, like a log line of what is that happened with all of you guys, where you just got kind of get the log line of what was happening in the whole scene. Yeah. And then so I'd be like, okay, great. So that's happening here at this time, at this place. I can guess that it would involve these characters, and then you just kind of have to make a strong choice. And so a lot of times you're just kind of relying on instinct here. And then Bryony, you also came in like nearer to the end too.
I mean, me and Alex only started like a year off the end of the project or something.
You guys did the whole thing in a year. It's crazy.
Yeah. So my experience, I think, was maybe really different because you obviously got to do all the mocap and like the movement and everything like that. And then me and Alex were kind of brought in, and we got to do like a sort of, have our own choices on like the wild lines, but then like a lot of the cinematics and stuff we had to fit to what was already there. So sometimes we were like cursing Jeff and Erica for being so good at acting, because they would like take these like, they'd do a really emotional bit and like take a bit of a pause, and then we'd have to take that pause as well, and it was really hard to like time it, but it was so fun. I had such a good, and it was my first biggest voice job ever. So it was really exciting for me to have
That's
those fall
great.
through.
That's great.
Yeah,
Well, you guys did such a fantastic job. I want to pick your brain, Jeff, for a second about the mocap process, because that is a megaton of mocap, sir.
Yeah, I mean,
how was that? Were you ever sore?
I mean, it's my jam. It's like putting on that lycra suit, putting on the head cam, diving into that world where our imagination can just soar. It's so beautiful. I got so lucky because the day that my son was born is when I got the email that I was going to be playing Rook, and so it was like 4 years of mocap and VO, just like going to a job where I get to like be in the Dragon Age world for that many years. I was like, this is unbelievable. So the mocap part was just so cool because the kind of people that get brought into that get cast in mocap, it takes a certain kind of person. It's like, you know, I show up and it's Allie and Jess and Tim and Zach and Nick, and it was just like this family started to develop because you're just bearing everything, and it's your opportunity to do theater on film, and you get to play. And what I didn't realize that Bryony and Erica and and Alex would be dealing with whatever I say. They would have to fit into it later. I'm like, I am so sorry, you guys. I had no clue that it was going to be like this, but thank you for doing having to fit into my whatever my mouth spit out. You guys actually made it happen. So hearing your stuff, I was just blown away.
That's so. Has your child had an opportunity to see your work just yet, or hear your work just yet?
I mean, he sees me go into my closet sometimes, and he's like, "Daddy, what are you doing in the closet?" I'm like, "It's Daddy's work." He's like, "Are you doing the work in the garage where I have my on camera?" He's like, "Oh, it's the garage work," and that's all he knows. He doesn't really grasp what we're getting into here.
Yeah, my son is so entirely unimpressed with anything I do work wise. I'll be like doing something like that I would have lost my mind as a child, and he's just like, "Yeah, whatever, Dad. I'm gonna play Minecraft."
Yeah.
So Jessica, you also did facial capture, correct?
Yes.
What was a little bit of your process like capturing Nev? Because you did a lot of her motion capture as well, too, right?
I did do a fair amount of it. Yes.
Yeah. What was that like? Was it exciting or different for you?
It was very exciting. It was different for me. It was also, Bryony, my first large scale voice acting, mocap acting job. And so it was very nerve-wracking, and I was very, very appreciative. As Jeff said, we kind of all connected very, very early on, and I was really sort of surrounded and uplifted by the cast. And you know, I was very grateful for that. And I loved what Jeff said earlier when he said, you know, it's like the opportunity to put theater sort of into film or into, you know, a visual, an on-screen visual. And that's really what it felt like. Just having that opportunity to develop a character over such a long period of time. And then also, you know, when you're doing the mocap, like you're just in this giant box, you know, and then everything is your imagination. And, you know, they'll just be like boxes of various different sizes covered in gray carpet, and you know, it'll be like essentially a broom handle, and that'll be your staff, and you know, all of these fantastic things. And so you really get to kind of, you know, when you're a kid and you're growing up and you love to tell stories and I used to write plays and boss around my siblings and do all of this kind of thing, you know, you kind of conjure it all up in your head. And then that's what I got to do for all of this time, and to get to do it with such a great cast, and then also to get to be with Nev for so long, who I just love. And I was going to say, oh God, that wasn't me, was it? Who I just absolutely love. I think, you know, just her layers and her complexity, and, you know, the hard outer shell and the love she has for Dogtown, just all of these different elements and different nuances and different richness that she had and that I got to discover through the time. I just really kind of tried to kind of bring it all in, and I loved that, you know, the little mocap and face caption things I had done before. The technology hadn't progressed quite as much, so I'd had the camera directly in front of me, but I hadn't had the complete sort of ring where your micro expressions is just getting captured in like sort of every millimeter of detail. Like that was another level for me. And so, you know, initially it was very intimidating, and then it was super exciting because it's like literally like if you think it, the cameras capture it, you know. And so that was a really cool, fascinating experience for me. So I loved it.
It's really interesting. I can see, watching you speak, I can see her in you like very well. So it's really interesting to see, even though you're very tiny on my screen. I'm like, I've seen this face many times before, which is great. I want to shift a little bit over to fandom, because the Dragon Age fandom is huge and it's been around a long time. And they're such a wonderful and, you know, creative group of people all around the world that love this franchise. What has your experience been like so far interacting with people within the community, and how has really Dragon Age in general changed sort of your approach to acting and to fandom in general? It's a broad question, but what is your experience with the fandom really been like? And this is for everyone, so just kind of raise your hand and I'll call on you.
When we went to Comic-Con last year, the first fan I met made this sweet sketch of me. It was done by somebody called Fafu Art. And that was my first introduction. It's of Lucanus, and he's got a little crow on his side. It's really awesome. It's done by Fafu Art. So if you're there, Fafu Art, thank you. That was my first introduction to them. And then we sat and talked to a line of Dragon Age fans, and each one was sweeter than the next. It's like this world is a self-selecting group for really sweet, kind, thoughtful, imaginative people who are also creative in their own right. Because if you go online and look at some of this art they're doing, it will blow you away. They see facets of the character and they bring out the soul of the character in all these different situations. Some of the Lucanus art has really touched me. It's beautiful. And some of it is just downright lewd. And I love that too. I love that too. It's like Tom of Finland, but Lucanus. You know what I mean? It's great. So I've just had a blast getting to know them. That's an old reference. But I've had a blast getting to know these fans, interact with them in person online. They're wonderful. We really appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
G, you got that shirt online, right?
I got this shirt online.
It's so great.
Very cool.
I want one.
I love it. I love it. Does anyone else have any standout experiences that they've gone through so far?
I just want to give a shout out to Alex got me on to Blue Sky recently, and the Blue Sky community for Dragon Age. Can I just I just want to do this because you guys, whenever I bring up anything Dragon Age, the passion for what we have done, it just, I'm like, do you guys really feel this way about what we've done? And it just it's so heartwarming that on the internets, there is this beautiful community. And I don't even know if you guys know each other face to face, but I want to give a huge shout out to the Blue Sky people for the love, because I'm learning more about Dragon Age every day because of what you guys bring to it. And I feel loved, and just want to give a big shout out, guys.
Yeah. I mean, I just want to echo that as well. You know, I kind of got off Twitter and I went on to Blue Sky, and what's so amazing about the Dragon Age the Dragon Age Blue Sky community is just the respect that they have for the lore, the art, the other members who are into it, and it's been so beautiful to watch that. So thank you all.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No,
Oh,
you.
no, I was just saying amazing under my breath. I'm so sorry.
I would like to say, because first of all, you know, again, I was part of the fandom before booking this, and so I had to explain to someone who was directing me what like it meant to I called a Solus like an egghead, you know, or the egg. I was like, oh damn that egg, that's that sexy egg. And you know, I sort of had to explain a lot of terms and things. And also I'd like to give a shout out in chat. I think my friend Brandy Camel is in there. Brandy headed up a Solavellan zine, so like Solus and the Inquisitor ship pairing is there. We call ourselves solo villains, and there's a zine that is hundreds of pages long, and so there's so much smut out there for solo villains. So I highly encourage all of you to go check that out. Brandy, I see you.
Oh yes, and I said respectful, but keep the smut coming. I mean, it's
yeah, Bone Daddy.
There you go.
Bone Daddy's he's just rocking it. Look at him.
I love it. That's actually a really good segue to talk about romance in the game. I think one of the things that the Dragon Age fans love is the fact that there is romance in the game. I remember playing Origins and working so hard for Morgan to fall in love with me, and my now wife was just like squinting at me and being like, you're trying way harder with Morgan than you are with me in life. But that was a hard romance, by the way, that she was a hard one to please. But for those of you with romanceable characters, what made your romances compelling to the player? What do you think it was about your particular portrayal of that character that made the players fall in love with you? It's a hard question because you have to kind of think back to what was the romance like. Or you can make it broader. You could say, well, what in general makes, people fall in love with these Dragon Age characters?
I mean, Lucanus's coffee, obviously. I was all about that coffee.
That's true.
Lucanus and his coffee.
He is a truly amazing cook. But, the thing about Lucanus is that he's a tough nut to crack. You know what I mean? This guy had just gotten out of a very torturous situation. He was dealing with a lot of shame. So it could be labeled as like a I can fix him situation. But at the same time, he's clearly somebody who wants to connect. I think you see that in one of the first scenes. He has a desire to connect with Rook, but he just can't bring himself to be that vulnerable with somebody else yet. And I think we've all been with people who that their reservation to just jump into a relationship, is kind of a part of the reason that we want to jump into a relationship with them. Sometimes for worse, not always a good thing. But I think with Lucanus, that kind of guarded heart. While also seeing peaks of it being extremely tender, like the way he cares for the rest of the group, the way he cooks for the rest of the group. I mean, I cook for people for whom I love. And so I think Lucanus does that kind of same thing. And that's part of the reason I think he's so attractive to certain people.
And Zach, if I may hop on to what you're saying.
Oh, please.
So when Zach and I did the PCAP for the romance, it was one of the most incredible scenes of my career. So Zach and I had created this friendship, okay? It's during COVID time, so there's only a couple actors on set. And Zach and I have this romance scene. And it was one of those things, I don't know if you guys know. So you have as Jessica mentioned before, you have your helmet camera, and the camera comes out about this far. So when Zach and I had to start to romance each other and get a little closer, we did this thing where, the chemistry was flowing. I'm looking into those big brown eyes. I'm like, it was bumping. I'm thinking whoever is going to be romancing Lucanus with Erica's voice and my body is just going to be rocking up here. And as I come in and look at those big brown eyes, I had to come around like this to kiss him so that our head cameras didn't bump into one another. But somehow, these amazing developers and animators made this look like we actually connected. But I tell you, the connection was real. You could not fake that. That's what human beings bring to the act, to your storytelling. And that's the one thing that I think with the companions is that connection with human beings. And it doesn't matter if you're into men or women. It does not matter. It was the connection of a human being and of this deeper than physical connection. And the physicality was pretty hot too.
It was just you and me on set at that point. It was like 4:00 in the afternoon. I think they dimmed the lights and lit some candles. That was, you know what I mean? That was.
I love it.
The concept of the incense going, it was.
I would also like to say, I know she's not on yet, but Ali Hillis, you and I have beef. My girlfriend had Lace Harding as her background, as their background on their phone. I was, under the lock screen, but the lock screen was Lace Harding for all of their playthrough of Dragon Age. So, we're one of these days, I will see you. We're going to take a picture and make her jealous.
I love it. I actually want to ask a little bit about traveling throughout the world. You guys mentioned, some of you have followed the game more closely than others. Was there any place that was described in the world of Dragon Age that really stood out to you, like Ferelden or Lay, the Deep Roads? Like, what to you, hearing about the world as you guys were acting, was really interesting or fascinating? I know it's a really broad question. I always, like, as a fan, I always was really fascinated with the Deep Roads because it was such the Grey Wardens had to go in there and sacrifice themselves, and it was always this kind of like daunting, dark, dwarven underground, and it reminded me a lot of just like this doom that's coming, right? That you kind of sensed in the game. But is there any place in particular that stands out to you as an actor? Yes,
Arlithan Forest and Antiva. Arlithan Forest because it's so magical, and there's we find Balar there, and she's kind of like tinkering with unknown things, and I always dig that in all fantasy novels, looking for like artifacts that possess some sort of power. And if I'm not mistaken, I think we find Asan there too, right? In Arlithan Forest. I might be wrong there, and I apologize if I am. But the other one is just Antiva. Antiva sounds like the coolest city in the world. It's run by a mercenary group. It's got canals. It's obviously got the greatest coffee in the world. And so when I saw that come to life, I was so excited in game. When I was arguing for Antiva over Minrathous, I was dead serious. Let Minrathous burn. You know what I mean? Come save Antiva.
Guys.
This is a jewel of Thedas. It's the crown jewel of Thedas, in my opinion. So yeah, those are the two for me that really grabbed me.
Antiva is pretty stunning. I mean, and shout out to the developers as well. Like, the game is absolutely gorgeous, and those locations are just stunning. So Antiva really is
like how different they all are. I think that's what stood out to me. And when I had a little go at playing, and it was I think the nice thing is that you are constantly traveling to these different worlds, and each one has its own like personality and feels totally different. So like, from Arlithan Forest to like the Necropolis to, you're just like, oh my God, I'm suddenly in like a horror film. And then when you're with Nev, you're in like a film noir, like traipsing through these, like doing all this discovery. And then with Balar, it's really fantastical. And that was the great thing, was just like you were kind of in a different genre depending where you went. And so I kind of, I liked it all. It's great.
It's pretty fantastic. I know our schedule is a little messed up here, but I think we're at the point where we probably should do our little intermission and swaparoo. So if Streamily wants to let me know if that's cool, if the timing is good, then we'll go ahead and do our little intermission and Dark Horse plug. If not, I'll keep trucking on. But since our schedule got kind of wonky, need to know how to proceed. Otherwise, I'll just keep asking questions. So just let me know in chat or shoot me a text and we can plug. Okay, so we're going to go look at some, take a quick intermission, so don't leave, but we're going to look at some merchandise from Dark Horse. And there's going to be some really fantastic stuff up on your screen in just a second. And we may shuffle some folks around, and we may not, but we'll see. And then we'll be right back. So just hang on for just a second, and we'll give you some goodies. Oh, I'm told. Okay, so Erica and Briani, if you guys want to go ahead and give your socials right now and any cool projects that you want to plug, since you guys might be dipping out, that would be awesome. So let us know what socials you want folks to find you on and what you have coming up that you want to share with everybody.
My lady.
Thank you. Oh, I'm really bad at this something. Yes, what have I got? Well, I'm on Instagram. You can go there, Bridie Corrigan. Where else? I also came off Twitter X, so I'm not on there anymore. But I am not on Blue Sky. But you've made me want to join, so I might do that tonight. So yeah, Instagram and projects coming up. I'm doing a voice in Greedfall 2. That's a game that's coming out that I'm really excited about. So, but yeah, that's kind of it at the moment. And then it's been lovely to chat to you all. Thank you.
Yes, thanks for hanging out.
Also, I want to plug that Brian does arts and crafts and lots of cool theater. So like, you should definitely follow Brian if you want to. Like, I'm a huge fan. I was a huge fan before we figured out we were playing the same role. So yeah, I'm Erica. You can find me on I'm on all socials as @Erica Ishii. I have a podcast, Worlds Beyond Number, with Brenly Mulligan, Abria Iyengar, and Lou Wilson, where we tell improvised stories bounded by tabletop games. or you can see me on Dropout. So thank you so much. I'm so glad I got to join.
Yes, thanks for hanging out.
Oh, I
Good
have
to
one
see
more
you.
shout out for Hello
Yeah,
High
please.
Rollers. If you can listen to Hello High Rollers.
Oh my God,
That's
yeah,
right.
I guested on that too. Not at the same
Yeah.
time as Brian, but like I would if you guys want to roll again.
Listen,
to
we'll sort it
do
out.
that.
We'll sort it out. But
Hell yeah.
yes, check out Hello High Rollers. Yes. Thanks.
Awesome.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank you both so much for hanging out. It was great to see you both. All right,
guys.
Hi, guys.
I'm supposed to gesture to the merch.
Alex.
That's what they told me, to gesture to the merch. So I'm gesturing to the merch. There is also, I have stuff to say about this merch. There is a code that you guys can use once this pops up. It is 20% off using the code DADAY_25. That is not Dad Day.
Bone Dad Day.
Bone Dad Day.
DADAY_25, which gets you 25% off. And there's also a BOGO 50% off holiday promotion, which doesn't pair with the DA discount, but if you go to Dark Horse Direct, there's going to be some really cool stuff that we're going to show off here in just a second for you guys. So DADAY_25.
Yay.
If they roll it. If not, then we'll just keep talking.
I love that it just came back in and I was just sat here on my Steam Deck.
Liara.
On brand.
Good to keep going. We're good to keep going. All right.
Awesome.
So we have some faces that have returned from the abyss. Ali Hillis is here, the voice of Lace Harding. How you doing?
So well. How are you
Good
guys
to see
doing?
you.
Yeah.
We're very good.
Good. I love you all. Mwah.
Yes.
Yeah,
and Alex, you're here. Voice of Rook. Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hey, Alex. I just saw you a few weeks ago.
We did. How have you
Crazy.
been?
We had actual hugs, not just like
Actual
cyber
hugs.
Actual
Real hugs.
in-person hugs.
in London. Yeah, it was awesome.
Exciting.
Very cool.
Well, thank you guys for there were so many people we had to kind of like split the roster and shuffle things around, so there was a little bit of confusion. But we have some time, so we're gonna hang out and ask some more questions and just have a good time. Does that sound cool?
No,
Sounds
Absolutely.
good to
Yeah.
me.
No, it doesn't sound good.
Sounds great.
that sounds great. It's great to see you again, Ash. You are the best. Thank you
Yes,
for
thank
moderating
you.
today. Round of applause.
Aw, thanks. Thank you. I've told this story so many times. I'm going to tell it really quick because the folks here may not know it. But Ali is one of the reasons I got started in the industry. This is like about 15 years ago. It was a long time ago. I want to say, right? It was a long time.
Yeah. I don't usually say the years, Ash. Thanks.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I
Thanks
was doing a podcast talking about games, and I was traveling around talking to people. And eventually I decided I'm going to start interviewing people. And Ali was my first interview ever that we did for our show. And we ended up doing hundreds and hundreds of more of them. She gave me really kind advice about interviewing and was really inspirational and cool to me. So anytime she asked me to do anything, I always say yes. But anyway, so words do matter. And
you were so
what you
kind
say
to me with my very first interview. That was cool.
Yes, it was a lot of fun.
I honestly feel like Ali plays that role with so many of us, because certainly for me, Ali, you've always, like, from day one, have been just so amazing and warm and welcoming, but also like such a fountain of knowledge and sort of explanations and, lots of different things in any capacity. And I just want you to know that I love you and I have always really appreciated you. And I know that is a common theme amongst the cast. So
yeah, she's the mama bear.
Yeah, shout out to Ellie, man. She's been so amazing.
Guys. I'm just so
Can
happy
everyone
to be
who
part of
hasn't
this.
met me now say nice things about me and make things up?
So handsome. Oh my goodness.
welcome, Ali. Everyone
Yes.
loves you. And then, like,
You're amazing.
no one's
Alex.
met me. Let's make
And then
things
there's
up.
Alex. But I've met Alex in person.
I love
And so has
meeting
Jeff,
Ali.
I think, right?
Ali, you're
Oh,
a
I-
very warm, loving person.
Yes.
Yes.
Alex and I
Yes.
we have a bromance going. Whenever he comes over from London, we always have
Listen.
to have a little hangout.
Listen, all I'll say is I'm deeply saddened to find out that Jeff won't be there when I'm in LA next week.
No.
I'm deeply, deeply
The
saddened.
timing.
I
It's
know.
like 2 ships in-
Unbelievable.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, please
I don't
do.
want to step on your toes. You are the pro at this.
No,
I was
please.
wondering, like, I've never met Tim. I've met a lot of you guys. I've met a lot of you guys, but where is everybody?
Yeah.
I'm in LA.
You're in LA.
Yeah.
Okay. Nick, you don't sound like you're here, but I think you are.
I'm in LA.
You're in LA.
I'm in LA.
Okay.
LA.
Lots of LA.
I'm
Speaking of
Mexico.
LA, I actually have to go to an audition.
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
No,
No.
thank you so
One of
much
those
for
last
hanging out.
minute ones.
Fashion.
So
Can
I
we
actually kind of have to
squeeze
duck
anything
out.
out of Tim before he has to
Let's
jet?
squeeze
Yeah.
something from Tim.
Quick question right before you leave. Your
Okay.
favorite part of the entire recording process and the final product. What was your favorite part of the experience?
I have to say that working with the cast has been absolutely amazing. They were so supportive and they made me feel so welcome coming in as like an outsider, and I just felt like instantly we connected and we got along, and it just felt so easy to just jump in the world and play. G was amazing. She was so like emotional, and it was so easy for me to like feel so torn about maybe betraying her and sacrificing her and everything. And Jeff was like incredible, like just really really supportive and really welcoming, and I had so much fun working on set in the volume, whatever.
Tim, you were so good. You were so good. I just remember we had to do a really dramatic scene after dinner, and we all ordered all ordered ramen, and
Yes.
I'm holding Tim in my arms, and we're so full. And,
Yes.
and we all were like, "This was a mistake. This was a terrible mistake." Because we were just
You were crying every time.
But because my stomach was compacted and I'm holding you, and Tim's this really strong guy, and I'm like,
He's so beefy.
oh my goodness. But Tim was fantastic, truly fantastic.
Oh, now I can't wait to see the fan art with like the bloated bellies in character with like
Oh my
ramen
God,
noodles
yes.
all surrounding you all.
Yeah.
Also,
I had food poisoning that day too.
Also,
From the ramen.
oh right.
Yeah, I was dying.
Also, I had to reveal Zach Mendes does a really good Syrian, by the way. Like,
Oh no shit.
one day we had to re-block something, like a piece of it. Like it was just like, oh, like quick switch, like the layout. And Zach was stepping in, and he just walked in, and most of the Syrian Balara stuff is pretty dramatic. And freaking Zach comes in and just goes like, Balara, and I died. Like he just did. Like I couldn't do it because I couldn't hold it in. I was like, he needs to get fired. Bring Tim back because for like 5 seconds because we could. He does a really great.
Oh my God. No, Zach, you can step in for me anytime.
No, Tim. I can do it. I can just do a bare impression of you. But we worked it for 3 days, so I've been listening to you just like heavy oaky voice, and I was like, I think I can do a little bit version of that.
It was so perfect.
Well, Tim, I hope you can take all of this insane love from all of us and take it into that audition and knock it out of the park.
I absolutely will. I have to say,
kick ass.
much love to all of you guys and all the fandom, because the Dragon Age fans have been absolutely amazing. They're like the best fans, and just like the cast, everybody's so warm and welcoming and so supportive. And I'm just happy to be here.
Welcome. Good luck at your
Break a
audition.
leg, Tim.
Good luck. Break a leg.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys.
Are you doing a Streamily signing? Ooh, you guys want to put Tim back? We didn't get his handles and when he's doing his signing. Did we find that out?
We can
sign for
maybe
him.
drop it in chat as we're getting out of here.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna drop in the chat when Tim is gonna sign and his handles.
Yes.
I don't even know him.
Yeah.
I need to find him.
He is doing an off camera on the today. An off camera one today.
Yeah.
Disembodied voice has spoken.
I love it.
Ali, I want to quickly ask you, what was it like returning to play Harding after so many years, and what aspects of her personality, upon reading the new pages as they came in, what was the most surprising to you?
So Harding, I've worked with BioWare before.
Heard, yes.
When Caroline called and said she wanted me to work on another game, I got in and she told me that it was Scout Harding, and we just had kind of a sketch of her, sort of like we did for Liara in Mass Effect, just kind of a sketch, kind of a rendering. And she was like, what do you hear for this? And so we kind of worked our way through it and just kind of came up with an idea for Harding in Inquisition. And I said, she kind of seems to me like, and maybe she's a bit shy. Maybe while she's talking to you, she may be hands in pockets, drawing in the sand with her toe. That's kind of how I'm seeing her. And Caroline was like, I like it. Let's go with this. So we did. And little did we know that when the game came out, there was going to be a lot of talk about why can't we romance Lace Harding. So I met a lot of people at cons who were very interested in romancing Lace Harding. And I guess it got all the way to BioWare. And I got the call several years later to work on something again with Caroline, which I instantly said yes, because she's incredible. And I got in the booth and I think I probably cried a little bit when she said, we're bringing Lace back.
No, that's so cool.
We're bringing back Harding and she's romanceable. So
cool.
I was really excited. And then she said, let's take her to the next level. So we started kind of experimenting with the ins and outs of what her personality could go to. So that's kind of how it all worked out. And then Ashley Barlow took over, filled some really big shoes, and was incredible to work with, the voice director that came in after Caroline, and kept the journey going. So yeah, I was thrilled, in a nutshell, really happy. And also she's so much different than, so really nice. I think I put more of my own personality in Lace than any other character I play.
I love it. First of all, as a fan, I was so happy to see her come back because I always wanted a little bit more of that character. And I always liked that there was like this crossover. I love when actors, star in various games that I play, and it's always cool to see them come back. And I always wanted more Harding because I was like, oh, what is her story? And I finally got it, and it was so cool. And and the voice is so different from Liara. So it is interesting. I know you guys are actors and you have a variety of different voices, but it's so distinct and so different. And tonally, she's so different as well. So it was really cool to see you dive into that role and really bring her to life. And as a romanceable option, I know a lot of people romance Harding as well. So
thank you, Ash.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to start kind of winding down a little bit because I'm looking at times and trying to figure out with our little thing that happened earlier what exactly is going on. But I want to start sort of the legacy of this role and of the game itself. In time, how do you hope that people perceive Dragon Age in general and Veilguard in general? So in, let's say, like 10, 20 years, what do you hope people really take away from this world and from these parts that you guys played?
I mean, I guess I hope there's the feeling of, I like to go back and play, for example, Knights of the Old Republic. That's like a comfort thing, right? To go and step back into that game. That's what you always want when you work on something, is in 10 years time for someone to look back and go, haven't played that in a while. And it takes me back to a comfort place and a really nice time. And just kind of feeling like that's the enduring legacy of it, that for someone out there, it will be that thing that they just pick up repeatedly over the course of decades, to just kind of drop back in when they want to just have a nice feeling.
And like when you return to a world you love, you actually might learn something new about that world, even though you're visiting it for the 100th time, right? There's books I reread, and for the 3rd or 4th or 5th time, I'm still learning new stuff, not only about the book, but about my feelings toward it and about myself. So I think Dragon Age is, especially the Veilguard, I mean, including the Veilguard, is such a rich world that you can keep returning to it. You can keep enjoying it. You can try new routes and still kind of discover stuff. Yeah.
Awesome.
I just love this idea of having a game that people called woke, and that I feel is so beautiful because it's inclusive and it's welcoming, and it doesn't matter what you look like or who you love. And I think that's going to stand the test of time. And people that look back in the Dragon Ages prior, before woke was a term, realize that this is the beauty that's been part of this series since day one. And I love being an ally for that person that isn't heard in their life. And the fact that we have that ability to give that human being a voice, the fact that Rook could be anyone, could romance any of you guys, was just like, I couldn't believe when I started to get deeper into the script. I'm like, do I really get to be a part of telling this story? And hopefully down the road, this is one of those things that people come back to and they're like, you know what? This game, the people who created this stood their ground and stood up for people whose voices are not heard. And that is something that I can put my flag into.
That's great.
Yeah, I'd like to just add something there as well. I think, Jeff, that's really well said, man. But I think one's got to back it up with really, really finely written characters. And they didn't just open the box and go, we're going to do this wild thing. And they backed it up with incredibly great writing. And I think what I hope people remember in 10 years' time are all of these characters that have been written that, we were fortunate enough to play. When you have, I had Sylvia writing my stuff and it was just phenomenal. Lines like, what a day of unexpected splendor. Or just, all I have seen and all I have endured pale beside the quiet truth of our love and the way you reach me when the world falls silent. And I just, those lines mean things to me personally. And I think they were so beautifully written and so many of those lines just stay with me. And I think that's what I think will endure because that makes the character live inside of people. And so that's what I'm hoping people will remember is the finely drawn characters. They're so great.
Wow. Very well said.
And I love hearing Emmerich. I bet everyone out there is freaking out right now.
Listen, I'm sorry. I've got to say, he's my canon romance. He's my canon romance. I'm sorry, guys. But it was, I remember when Emmerich first came up in the booth and they showed the art and they were going, yeah, and this is one of the romance options. And everyone goes, okay, it's one of the romance options. This is cool. Okay. And then by the end of it, I was just there going, okay, this is one of the romance options. Okay. He's such a good,
Bone Daddy for the win, huh?
Bone
Daddy.
Funny.
It's honestly,
Bone Daddy.
I never ever thought, going into it, I thought, okay, well, I'm going to be the old dude at the back who's kind of, keeping up with all you beautiful people. And actually it was this real, surprise to have people connect with the character in the way that they did. And I think it's fantastic. It's great.
I like to call him the lich to scratch the itch.
Is he an action figure? Is Emmerich one of the action figures that's come out with Dark Horse?
I don't know. I don't even know. Maybe.
Nick, you're going to like this. And I wanted to bring this to you in LA if there is a time. Someone brought this to me at a convention, like the convention Ali and I just did. And I would love to try and bring it to you.
No way! Amazing.
That's incredible.
I will send you a DM. And I will find a way of getting that to you.
Yeah. Let's do it. Amazing.
Please take pictures when you guys do that.
Yeah, just of a little Emmerich sat there with a tiny baby Chino.
No putting needles in it now. No putting
needles.
No.
I know.
None of that, man. Okay?
No physics.
I love it. So we're gonna start winding down because we're way past time, but we're gonna do our best to get through everything. One quick thing before we have everyone give their socials and tell where they're going to be next. Everyone here is doing a variety of different signings on Streamly today through December 11th. And so everyone's going to give their socials and then you'll have an opportunity to get your fun stuff signed. I want to get my stuff signed, so I might do it this time, which would be great. Let's go ahead. I'm just going to go through who's still here, and we'll go ahead and get your socials and what you want to plug. So, Nick, what about yourself? Where can people find you, and what are you doing next that you want to talk about?
Well, let me just quickly talk about what I'm doing next. Last night, I was at the launch of Percy Jackson and the Olympians, the second season, and I play Kronos in that. So people should watch that because that's really, really great. I watched the first episode last night. I got a kind of a pre-screening and it was spectacular. So people should really get excited about that if they're into Percy Jackson.
Yeah, I watched with my son. That's so great.
I was going to
Cool,
say, I
cool.
watched with my daughter. That's great.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, very cool. And then, I mean, you can find me on Instagram. I'll be doing my signing on Saturday Pacific time at 12 noon. And you can find me on Blue Sky because we love Blue Sky. That's fantastic. I checked that out. I'm graduating my MFA in 16 days. I have done a screenwriting MFA at Antioch University. So big shout out to them. They were amazing. What an incredible 2 years I just had with them. And that's kind of me at the moment. Yeah.
Congratulations on that. That's awesome. That's
great. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. What about you, G?
You can find me on Instagram at I don't know why I'm spelling it out with my finger. At the JEE spots.
What does that spell?
What does that spell, G? What is that?
None of the guys can find it. That's the problem.
On that note, we're
very good.
You can currently hear me on Nickelodeon's Wild Pack. That comes out every Friday. And I have a movie coming up in January called K-Pops, and that'll be in theaters. So
awesome.
That'll be cool.
Amazing.
We just watched you in Kipo. My son and I watched Kipo, and it was beautiful.
Oh yeah,
Beautiful.
I love Kipo. Wonderful. I love that world. Yeah,
that's great. Jessica, what about yourself?
I am doing my signing on Sunday, so December the 7th. My Instagram is the Jessica Rose Clark. I know it's a mouthful. There's a lot of Jessica Clarks in the world. So that'll be 3 p.m. Eastern time. What's that?
You were the Jessica Clark, right?
That's how I was like, wow, I'm gonna be that person. And then I'm actually working on something right now, but I am NDA'd, which is, I know how everybody knows about that. But I look forward to being able to share some more about that soon. And yeah, I can't wait to see, speak, sign for some of the amazing fandom on Sunday. And thank you so much for loving Nav as much as I do.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yay.
Allie, what about you?
Oh, hey. I am Miss Allie Hillis on all the socials. I'm most active right now on Instagram. I can only handle one right now. Everybody knows that. Anyway, so find me there. I'm going to sign after the panel today for a little while, probably about an hour after the panel, maybe a little earlier. You guys that know me know I might be a little early, I might be a little late, but I'll be there. So we'll sign a little bit on Streamly today, and then just watch Miss Allie Hillis on Instagram, and I'll announce another signing because probably more orders come in during this panel. So I want to make sure that I get everybody done before the holidays. And then you guys, I've got this really cool thing I worked on with Alex Wilton Regan, The Inquisitor. And it's an audiobook. And I'm in one of the series called Sparks of Hope. And it is so, so cool because it's not a pay-to-play situation. It's a donation situation. You can look up, it's called the Tiva series, Tiva. And it's a really wonderful series, Sparks of Hope. What I love about it is it really brings hope. And it's sci-fi, and a lot of the stories really hit home, but you will recognize a lot of famous voiceover names, especially in the BioWare sphere, voicing different voices in this very cool series. And I'm right now looking for, you can go on patreon.com, Patreon, patreon.com, look up Tiva, and you'll find it there. That's my favorite thing going on right now. So check that out. And I'll see you later signing today. And if you don't have anything to get signed, that's okay. Come hang out. We'll have fun.
Awesome. Thanks, Allie. Alex, what about yourself?
I'm Alex Jordan VO across all socials. Kind of tried to keep it as uniform as possible. I'm going to be doing my signing. I have just changed it today. I've moved it to the 16th of December in the evening here in the UK because I'm going to be in LA next week. And I'm flying around, and I'm basically, I had to shuffle it a little bit later, so I've got some time to do it. As for stuff that I'm doing at the moment, an annoying number of NDAs. So things I can't talk about. But one thing that I do consistently, I'm another one of them nerds that has a TTRPG channel. I'm part of a D&D group called Natural Six. I play with Doug Cockle, who is Geralt in the Witcher games. We've got Ben Starr, who is Clive in Final Fantasy, and Verso in Expedition 33. We've got Harry McIntyre, who is Noah in Xenoblade Chronicles, and you might know from The Last Kingdom on Netflix. And then we've got the wonderful Aoife Wilson from Larian Studios and Holly Bennett from Square Enix. And we play D&D, and I play a little kobold rogue, and it's a lot of fun, and you should come and watch us.
That's amazing. Kobold Rogue, also bold, and I love it.
Yeah, and I chose to really screw up our DM by calling my character I, just like I, and he has a little bird called you. So whenever anyone's talking and they're talking about I or you, it just totally gets confusing for everyone.
I love it. Trolling the DM is half the fun of D&D.
Shenanigans.
Yeah, there you go. I love it. Brianni, what about you?
I am Tim now. Acting, he just became me. Yeah, I don't know how I got swapped back in, but yes, I really did well in his audition. Imagine if this was it. Amazing. Yeah, I think I gave everything before, but I didn't say that my live signing is literally in 10 minutes time on Instagram Live. So if you want to carry on the chat, I'll be there. So yes,
awesome.
Jump on if you'd like.
Awesome. Well, thanks for bursting back in.
Yes.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Yes, I was pushed in. It was wonderful.
I love it. Zach, what about you?
I'm going to do my signing. I was supposed to do it at 1:30, but I am in profound need of coffee. So it's going to be like 1:45, like 2 o'clock. I apologize. But you can find me at Zach.Mendez. That's why I'll be doing the live signing on Instagram. On Blue Sky, I'm willy-nilly123. I don't know why that's my handle. I don't remember making that handle, but that's my handle. It's willy-nilly123. And go to my Instagram to see some comedy videos me and my buddy Mortar making. I swear they will make you laugh sometimes. And I have a new movie coming out next year, and I will let you know you can find that very shortly.
Great. And last but not least, Jeff, what about you?
Well, guys, thank you for coming together, having the family here, and having these incredible fans. Oh my God, how lucky are we? Okay, let's give one more shout out.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you.
Thanks, you guys, for showing up.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
So I'm working on this project right now called The Actors Volume, and I've actually interviewed a couple of you that are here, and I'll be reaching out to many more of you to hear your beautiful stories. It's essentially a performance capture community where we are becoming the go-to resource for anyone who wants to learn about performance capture and how video games are made. So we're interviewing the best in the business, all the great actors, developers, producers, directors. And you can find that at theactorsvolume.com. We have season 2 of our podcast should be coming out in the new year. Really pumped about that. You guys can learn all about what happens behind the scenes with making video games and just how the actors got to where they are. So that's something that I'm really proud of. And then I've got a movie coming out that is very, very dear to my heart. It's called All Saints Day. I play Ronan Connolly. It's a real Boston story. And it just came out on Apple TV, Prime Video, and Fandango Home. You can stream a video on demand. Please check it out. It's a little movie that can, and I think it's going to be worth your hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes to dive into that world. So you can check us out. And on the socials, just like Ali, I'm most active on Instagram. It's Jeff Berg 1, because why would you want to just be Jeff Berg? But give me 1 as well. Not on X, but once again, the Blue Sky community. Thank you. You guys have pulled me right in. That's thanks to Alex who got me on there. And it's been just a wild Dragon Age ride. That's all I want to hear about is the Dragon Age people on Blue Sky. So
awesome.
Yeah. In my signing, we'll do one just right after this, kind of around the same time as Zach, and maybe we'll show up on someone else's streams too. Who knows?
Fantastic. Well, thank you all so much. It really was an absolute blast to hang out with you guys. There is a special code, DA Day 25 _25 rather. You can go to Dark Horse Direct and you get, I believe, 20% off some cool Dragon Age stuff. And big shout out to the community for, you know, always being cool to me as well and allowing me to do this from time to time. It's always nice to get tagged in and talk about all this great stuff that I love. And thank you all for hanging out with me. It was great.
Thank
it was
you,
a great way to
Ash.
spend the
Thank
day.
you very much. Thanks, Ash. Thanks
Yeah,
for
it
having
was,
us.
it was a blast. Anytime.
Thank you,
If you guys are
guys.
ever in East Coast, look me up. We'll get some burritos. It'll be fun.
Awesome.
All right.
Take care, everyone.
Thank you,
All right.
guys.
Thank you,
Thanks
guys.
for listening. Bye. Love every
Bye.
single one of you.